Greetings to everyone. Let me start by saying what I will say at the end. When we say electric car, we mean silence, performance, many great positive features such as maintenance ease, motor durability come to my mind. However, the battery charge duration is very quick. It's not possible to charge everywhere due to the battery draining quickly. There are many things like the torment of using it on very long roads. We can also talk about its negative feature. Now let's delve into the details of these topics. Let's talk about its positive aspects first, then its negative features, and what will happen in the future. What are the positive features of electric vehicles? Let's look at the details of their positive features. First of all, silence. Of course, it's very quiet because it doesn't have an internal combustion engine. Its silence provides a certain degree of comfort by preventing hum. In stop and go traffic, it offers much more efficiency and longer range than internal combustion engines. So it is ideal for short distance city for daily 4 to 5 kilometers. If you have longer city rides, you may need to charge almost every day or every other day, which can be annoying if you don't have your own garage and wall charger. How is the performance of electric vehicles? In terms of performance, due to the nature of electric motors, instant power is high and it becomes much more performant as it gives its maximum power immediately from the moment the first pedal is pressed. In internal combustion engines, it delivers its highest power within a certain RPM range, and this causes performance loss in the previous and subsequent periods. Moreover, since electric vehicles do not need a gearbox like internal combustions, see you in previous videos, goodbye. It can be transmitted directly to the wheels. Actually, it is much more efficient and this brings performance along with it. What is the maintenance cost of electric vehicles? Because it uses far fewer parts compared to internal combustion engines, maintenance costs are also low. Additionally, the maintenance intervals will be long. What are the negative features of electric vehicles? Now let's touch on the negative features. Firstly, the charge times at home charging units last 4-8 hours depending on the battery capacity. It can be assumed that there is a requirement for 1 hour of charge for an average range of 70 kilometers. In order to use wall charging units, you should have your own garden and garage. It's not possible to install this on apartment flats. Those who live in apartments will have to use some charging units located in gas stations or shopping malls because you may not always find them empty. Let's say you found it empty. The current prices at fast charging units are almost the same as a diesel-fueled vehicle. Yes, these units usually charge quickly and almost fully charge the vehicle within 30 to 45 minutes, but the price advantage is eliminated. Another important issue is that the range drops very quickly when speed is made. For example, an electric vehicle with a range of 300 km can reach this range if used slowly in city traffic. Reaches if used slowly between cities. It stretches up to 250 km if used at speeds of 150 170 km between cities. It reduces up to 200 180 km. With this performance, electric vehicles are definitely unusable for a driver like me between cities. If you have 5 to 8 million liras to pay for a Tesla or Mercedes with high range, it might be possible. They will also give up around 400 kilometers on a long journey. Are electric vehicles eco-friendly? Just because these vehicles are always marketed as eco-friendly? That's not entirely correct. Electricity is not produced by environmental methods everywhere in the world. For example, still in Turkey, 30% is produced with coal, and this rate is even higher in some countries. Nuclear, windmill, natural gas, electricity production methods like solar panels are of course relatively more environmental electricity production methods. But it's not just electricity. These vehicles use very large lithium-ion batteries. Even pencil sharpeners were causing a lot of harm to the environment, so there were collection boxes everywhere. The lifetimes of couplings in vehicles range from 10 to 15 years. Then where will these go? To the soil or to recycling? If it goes to the soil, it's the greatest harm we can do to the planet. If it is returned, the energy spent for this is still very high. So these vehicles are definitely not more environmentally friendly than fossil fuels in the long run. Carbon emissions in fossil fuel cars. Standards like Euro 5 to 6 have become quite tense. There are around 5 million vehicles in Istanbul. If all were electric and 10% of them were charged at the same time, that would be 500,000 vehicles. These tools are charged up to 2000 W for an average of 2 hours while charging 8000 W ion. If it draws 7000 watts, 8 kilowatts, multiply 500,000, multiply 8 kilowatts, draw 2000 kilowatts, to 8000 kilowatts means daily consumption. Annually, it is 3 billion kilowatts. 2002, India, just the Android inside, including all industrial institutions, 11,000, having consumed 1.6 billion kilowatts of electricity. How could the grid possibly handle an increase of around 30%? I'm asking because I don't know if anyone knows. I'd appreciate a comment. There are also those who say that fossil fuel vehicles are outdated and will be erased from history. I just smile and pass by these. How many long distance trucks are there on the market right now? How many ships are there? How many airplanes are there? How many tractors are there? How many combine harvesters are there? Will the end of fossil fuel come before these ends? Considering many negative aspects I mentioned above, I think this business has many more years to go. Is there a future for electric vehicles? So what will happen in the future? I think electric vehicles will proliferate at a certain speed and will be found at a rate like 15 to 20% of current vehicles in the next 10 years. Afterwards, the proportion of electric vehicles will start to decline again before it reaches 30%. Small communitarian style devices may become very widespread, but the vehicles I'm referring to are all B segment and above. The actual future is certainly not the electric cars, vehicles. A maximum of 20 years from now, all electric vehicles above the large B segment will be doomed to disappear from the market. During this period, still combustion vehicles will be available in the market in large quantities, over 50%. In about 10 to 15 years, electric vehicles powered by hydrogen fuel cells, it will rapidly become widespread, and 15 years later, all non-commercial, personally used fossil fuel researches will spread rapidly. We'll remove vehicles from the market, but there's a 40-year gap. So in summary, I don't see the future in electric vehicles using lithium-ion batteries. In the next 10 to 15 years, we will reach a market share of 25% and disappear at the same speed, giving way to hydrogen-fueled. They will leave it to electric vehicles. In the 2030s and beyond, hydrogen fuel-powered vehicles will dominate up to 80% of the market. But diesel, automatic vehicles will still be in our lives. Why diesel? Because all of these trucks, ships, trains, agricultural tools and such devices cannot be replaced. Since these will be diesel, inevitably there will be those in the market from diesel personal cars. So gasoline will leave the fields faster than diesel. When a technology that will easily operate large vehicles emerges, then fossil fuels will completely disappear from our lives. Devices requiring high power cannot be electric without generating their own electricity. So they can't work with any battery. They must either use a fossil fuel engine as a generator or use energy production technologies such as fission, nuclear energy. In my opinion, mini fusion reactors will be highly demanded in the 2070s for trucks, buses. They will operate devices that come to your mind like ships. Fission reactor and our current drone logic can change all vehicles. It's very clear that we won't be able to break free from fossil fuel vehicles up until that day.